Good evening, everybody, and welcome to tonight's Forex and Chill presentation. Let me know in the chat if you guys can hear me okay. All right, so we thank you so much for being here tonight. First, we're going to give a risk disclaimer to make sure we stay legal because we are an educational platform. We are a valid business. So just to protect ourselves, we are not licensed professional advisors, financial advisors. What we are is a group of traders who love trading and help teaching other people how to trade. So with that being said, trading involves risk. So always use proper risk management as we teach here at the Academy, and never risk more than you can afford to lose. Because if you guys are like me, you got a family you're trying to take care of and you're not trying to throw your money away, which is why we're here tonight. We're here to talk about making money, making it with low risk and high reward. Okay. Guys, we all know that trading takes time. Trading takes time, trading takes time, trading takes time. A lot of people come in rushing, wanting to make money. I know I did. When I started learning to trade 4 years ago, I was deployed making six figures tax-free. So I was used to making six figures. I wanted to replace my income. So I knew I would have to make a lot of money to do that. And a lot of us get our heads busted in the beginning because we're in a hurry to make money. So I buckled down, learned how to trade. But then after I learned how to trade, I started seeing people with different indicators, different expert advisors and things like that. So I tried some of those and they blew my accounts. So one thing I did learn is the more you know about trading, the better your indicator is going to be, the better your expert advisor or your bot is going to be. So in the vein of wanting people to make money while they're learning to trade, we started, testing our skills on indicators, our skills on expert advisors. Fortunately, at the time, and still, I was teaching people how to trade, and I had a group of great traders who were interested and volunteered their time to help me tweak the indicators that you see now. Shout out to Holly. Holly used the SMI indicator and joined a challenge, and out of over 10,000 traders, she was like number 11 out of over 10,000 traders in a competition on a $100,000 account. She came number 11, just $100 shy of being in the top 10. Those are the kind of results we're producing over here, just, teaching market structure and using the products that we have. So another person I want to shout out, you're getting ready to meet her, is Jazz. I call her T Mason. I don't know if you guys watch Billions, but I was so impressed with this young lady and the energy and the dedication and the time she poured into testing CrissCross and then HedgeHog. And I had some long, serious talks with her, and she's like, my goals are to be able to make six figures hands-free. She said, that's why I believe so much in this product, and I'm willing to put in the work to do whatever it takes to help make the product work. So we kept going back to the drawing board, tweaking it here, making it better here and there. And, we couldn't be here tonight without her because she's developed some sets that she can just drop on these charts and make six figures. I think she made like 13% or 15% in 3 weeks, getting funded, getting a live 100K account. She's absolutely crushing it. So I don't want to take up too much of her time. She's the reason you're here, to learn about CrissCross, HedgeHog, and how she got funded and is killing the market 100% hands-free. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Jazz, Miss T Mason.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another HedgeHog CrissCross automation Zoom call tonight. I'm going to jump right into it. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and just go over kind of the process that I used in the last 3 weeks. And yeah, Juju's right. I ended up, at the end of the day, I ended up making 17% in the last 3 weeks, using strictly HedgeHog automation and CrissCross automation. So I'm just going to give you guys a little bit of a backstory. So I've been following Gigi for a couple years now, but she had dropped these EA's probably this time last year. And by the time I reconnected with her, it was probably December, November of last year. And I've always had this like niche with like bots, I guess. So she had dropped them and we were still in the tweaking phase of coming out with sets. And I really loved HedgeHog first. Like HedgeHog was like my first love. Some stuff happened in the world and HedgeHog needed some updates, and we now have those updates. So in the meantime, while we were waiting on those updates from HedgeHog, CrissCross was also there. And I just dove deep into just trying to find the perfect set. And I won't even say the perfect set, but just a set that I found that works. And I'm pretty sure there are 10,000 other sets that would work with this as well. And anybody can do this. Literally anybody can do this just by taking their time and hard work. Like this is not the only thing that works with CrissCross or HedgeHog. I'm sure that there are 10,000 other sets that anybody can apply to these bots that Gigi has created for us, and we can do amazing things with them. So let me just go ahead and share my screen. I'm gonna share a couple screens.
And while she's pulling that up, this is Gigi. I just want to say we got Kim, who is absolutely killing it with HedgeHog too. Some of you are actually using a set that she developed off my base set. A lot of the results you guys see being shared as a set that Kim helped develop. So shout out to her too.
Okay, so this is one of my VPSs that I use. And I'm just gonna go over the history of my last phase of getting funded. I just kind of go through the process that I use. So if you have these automations through FNC Academy, I'm pretty sure you're allowed a live account and demo account. So what I like to do is whatever I'm doing on my live account, I like to do on my demo at the same time, because I'm not running on my demo 24/7, but I'm always looking to make improvements or adjustments if need be. So I always have a demo running in the background, like every single night. Even if my bot is off, I have it running just to see, like, well, maybe, I can run a little bit longer, just depending on news. Or so what you see over here is my demo account. This is HedgeHog on my demo account. Today, there was actually some news that had dropped at the end of the day. Right. We have some news coming up for USD, and we had some 14:30 news, which is 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we had all this USD news happen. So when I'm using any EA, I think news is a huge deciding factor in what's going to happen. So I like to do news analysis every week. So this is my bot that I've been running all day. I have it to not take trades 60 minutes before and 60 minutes after news. So after that 2:30 news, 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time news, it took its first trade around 22:30. So that's market watch time, not Eastern Standard Time. So 22:30 was 3:30 Eastern Standard Time is when it took its first trade, an hour after news had dropped. And I'm glad that I didn't turn it on my live account, because I'm in a bit of drawdown right now, which really isn't a lot, but it kind of just spiked back into profit when the market just opened. But back to my results last week. Using HedgeHog, I'm starting to use HedgeHog late New York session just depending on what's going on in the market and what kind of news is happening. So today I did not use a late New York session because there was news happening late New York session, and there's news dropping in the next 15 minutes as well. So I thought it would be best if I just waited until an hour after 6:15 or 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. So I'll probably look to see how the market's moving in the next hour and decide if I want to even turn it on tonight or not. So I'm on a normal day, I'm starting to use HedgeHog late New York session. And when I mean late New York session, 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'll leave it on maybe till about 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Um, Once again, it just depends on how things are moving, how things are looking in the market. Um, and I'm very hands-on when it comes to stuff like this. Like I'm up. So I would call myself a night owl. So, and I know a lot of people aren't, but I work late and it just kind of works with my schedule. So when I turn Hedgehog off at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, sometimes my last trade doesn't close till 11 or 12 midnight. So when my last trade closes with Hedgehog, I switch over to CrissCross. So let me find you my first CrissCross trade. Oh, this is Hedgehog. And I only use Hedgehog with US 30. You can use it with NAS. But I've found something that kind of works for me, so I'm just sticking to it. So this is where I have my first CrissCross trade take on the 10th of November at 9:20, and 9:20 is market watch time. So 9:20 market watch time is 2:20 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So my first trade takes at 2:20 in the morning for CrissCross this night. I had two trades take. There were double trade, both in one NCD CAD, one EUR JPY, and what made about $800, $900 right there just off of CrissCross in four trades. And these trades took within the same hour, 2:20 a.m., 2:54, 2:57, and it closed at 10:02. That's not bad. 10:02 is 3:02 in the morning. Then I woke up the next day and I started my CrissCross at 22:01, which is 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, late New York session. And I just let Hedgehog run. And then I turned on my CrissCross later that night. I had two trades take from CAD JPY, and 7:24 in market watch time is 12:24 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I kind of closed off my or my last Hedgehog trade closed early that night, about midnight. And I had my two trades take, and this trade right here is really what put me over and helped me pass my phase two of my evaluation. But even with CrissCross, I have many VPSs that are run just for demo, literally just for demo, just to run and to make sure I'm not missing anything. I do news analysis every night, and I use the website that we use in our options tab. So I'll show you. So in the tools options, right here, this website that we use, this ecforexprotools.com. It's a news website where we have a news filter on both EAs, HedgeHog and CrissCross, basically telling the EA not to take trades during heavy or medium news and how long we don't want it to take trades before and after these news events happen. So literally every day I'm looking at this website, just seeing what kind of news is dropping. If I see multiple news, like a lot of medium news with USD here, even some light news, just anything that looks like this is alarming to me. And I'll turn the whole pair off for whatever session this is. So this was late New York session. So I told people today who were using CrissCross to turn off USD pairs for Monday New York session. Same with whenever anybody speaks, I really, even if it's a light news position, I really don't like to have the bot running when anybody speaks. It's just a personal preference. I've just this is what I've caught on to while running the bot on demo, just nonstop and just seeing what happens while news drops. So like tonight, I tell people, look at all this GBP, and this is 2 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And even though I have the bot to turn on at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have 3 different news filters, and one news filter carries from 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So even though this isn't happening right now, I feel like sometimes it affects the market right now. So with all this GBP high news and these medium news, even with this EUR medium news, I have someone speaks, all these EUR news, I would just rather people turn off GBP and EUR pairs for the night and work with all your other pairs that you have. It's just I like to think that it's better safe than sorry. Should we take questions now?
Yeah, so what we'll do is if you guys have a question, just use the raise your hand function and we'll allow you to unmute and ask questions. Oh, could you tell them what your win ratio was when you passed that phase 1?
Yeah. I can pull it up. Can I pull up the Academy? Is that okay?
Yeah, that's no problem.
Can you see my Academy screen?
No, I see investing.com.
Okay, can you see this screen?
Yes.
All right. So my win ratio for phase 2, let's go to trade overview. It was an 88.93% win rate. I completed in 7 days, but what they do is they start your days with the start date here. They do not count the weekends. So I'm subtracting Saturday and Sunday. So this basically took me 5 days or 6 days to complete. I did trade Sunday. So this was phase 2 and then phase 1. It says it took me 15 days, 89.02% win rate.
So guys, you see that's phenomenal win rate. Her system is definitely working. Like you guys have seen before in the past, there are people trading live who are, trading way less than 50% and getting funded. So we have the EAs right now, the way that Jazz is working them with the 89% win ratio. And she doesn't trade every day and she doesn't trade all day. She has a system in place and the system is definitely working. So I'm going to start unmuting people. Miss CC, I see you have your hand raised. I ask you to unmute. You can ask your question.
Hello, everybody. Congratulations, Jazz.
Thank you.
My question, when you say you turn off the pair, do you go into like the commands or the common area and just unmark the auto trade, or you turn it off at the algo trading?
So can you see my VPS right now?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna go into my CrissCross profile of my VPS, and I believe what you're saying is correct. Yes, but I'm just gonna, because I've had this question before. So yes, what I do is I actually go, let me give it a second to wake up after that profile change. So I actually just go into my expert advisor or my expert list. Sorry, just give me 1 second. I basically go into my expert list and I just go down the line. If I'm turning off EUR pairs for the night, I'll go to every EUR pair that I see and then click properties and turn off the algo trading for just that one EUR or all EUR pairs. I don't actually turn off algo trading like at the top of my screen. Does that make sense? Can you hear me?
I think she accidentally muted herself. Go ahead, Ms. Cece.
Yes, yeah. Because I was thinking, because I think I did that before when I did it at the algo and it just turned everything off. So I just want to make sure.
Right.
Okay.
And I want to give you a quick visual really quick if my VPS will load fast enough. And this is why I have people save their profiles, because my VPS just did some funky stuff and I just like closed out and I went back to my HedgeHog settings. So this is why I tell people to save their profiles, because sometimes things do happen within the VPS and it's okay. So yeah, I click on one. I go to expert advisors. Of course, when I'm trying to show you, it wants to be slow. I go to expert lists, and if I'm just turning off EUR pairs, I'll click on every single EUR pair, go to properties, common, and turn off allow algo trading and press OK.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And let me just say, like, if there are people in the academy that are still on here, we're going to continue this call until, you know, we finish here. If all questions get answered here, we won't have to have the second session. So we're just playing it by ear for now. So guys, don't jump off until this has ended. All right. So Miss Yolanda Price, you can unmute and ask your question.
Well, hello, and congratulations on your success here. And it's kind of encouraging to see that your VPS is stalling, because that's one of the issues I've been having. But one of the things I did want to ask you about is, what is the market watch time and how do I calculate it Pacific Coast time?
What are you trying to calculate it for?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, what is the market watch time? Where am I getting it from? And how do I make it? That's it.
Yeah, this is the market watch time. Do you see where this green circle is that Gigi circled here?
Yeah, I do.
So that's your market watch time, and that's the time that you see on your VPS. So market watch time is always like funky looking. It's not like military time. It's not like market watch time is always off, if that makes sense. So can you look at your VPS right now and tell me if your market watch time is the exact same?
I don't have a VPS on right now.
Oh, okay, that's fine. But yeah, market watch time is just basically the time that VPS is used. And when you go, when you look at your VPS and you start taking trades from CrissCross or HedgeHog, you'll notice that it's always a weird looking time, even when you log in on your phone to your MetaTrader 4 or 5 on your phone. It's always some weird looking time. You're like, well, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, but it says that it's 2200 or something like that. Like, it's because it's
military time.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sure I'll have more questions later, but thank you for that so far. I appreciate it. I'm muting.
All right, I am going to unmute Miss Michelle Washington.
Thank you so much. My question was, I had the times for the HedgeHog. It's 2:30 p.m. to 11 approximately for US 30, and it's just a guide. But I didn't get the time for CrissCross. do you turn it on at 3 p.m. to 2:20 a.m.
No,
approximately?
no. So CrissCross has. Can you mute yourself while I'm talking just for a second? So CrissCross has 3 different time filters. Starting at 0400 market watch time. So 0400 market watch time is 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Going to 0930 market watch time, which is 2:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The next time frame I have is a 0930 to 1400. But this time is only to be used if not enough trades take between 0400 and 0930. And I know it's kind of weird because a lot of people might not be up until 2:30 in the morning, but maybe if you check before you go to bed, maybe 11 o'clock the latest, and see how many trades have taken. And if enough trades have taken between 0400 and 0930, the 0930 and 1400 time frame shouldn't have to be used. And then I have a New York time frame as well, which is 1700 to 2100. 1700 is 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to 2100, which is 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as well. So it just all depends on how many trades take to depend on if you should run to 0930 in a night or 1400 in a night. And if you have CrissCross, we'll be doing another Zoom in like the next 5 minutes, and you can jump on and I'll kind of explain that a little bit more.
So yes, we're going to do, like, for those of you who are subscribed to CrissCross and HedgeHog, we're going to do a session right after this just for you guys so you can get more in-depth training. This was more like information so people can see how bots work and how effective they can be when you have a system in place. That's the thing about bots, guys. As long as you follow specific rules and you work out a plan and stick to that plan, they'll work. It's like everything else. You can't just throw it on there and expect magic. That people put months and years into making these things work and developing sets. So they can be very, very successful. I know I've made 6 figures using bots. So that was the purpose of this call, to let you guys see 89% win ratio, funded account, and it's not the first time and it won't be the last. So if anybody else has any specific questions from Jazz about getting funded and using the EAs, we'll take 1 or 2 more, but then she's going to go do a session for the people who are actually customers of the EAs to help them get set up real quick. So Charlicia, you can unmute.
Yeah, and I'm sorry if I'm like off topic, but I was just wondering how much longer for the prop firm, because that's what I like. Me and a couple of more people are waiting on you to come out with the prop firm. It's mine, Can you hear me?
Yeah, so I actually heard from them today, and we should start the testing phase in 1 to 2 weeks where they're going to set it up and make sure it's fully functional. And yes, we are allowing the bots, weekend trades, news trades, 1 phase, challenge pass, all kind of good stuff coming your way. So we got to go through the testing phase. The website is up and we're going through the testing phase. All right, Miss Rita, you can unmute and ask your question.
Great, thanks. First of all, thank you for doing this, because I've had a lot of interest in these and just haven't taken the plunge yet. And congrats, Jazz. It's so great to see what you're doing here. So I actually have 2 questions, and I don't know if you already answered them, but are you running CrissCross and HedgeHog on the same account, or are they separate accounts?
Yeah, so I'm actually doing it on the same account, but just different times. So,
Right. Okay. Yeah, I did hear you say that you would turn one off and turn the other on and vice versa. Okay. Then my next question was drawdown. How, I would assume that you have a way to control drawdown when you're running either or CrissCross and HedgeHog?
So we have a section within the bot that we tell it, if 4% drawdown is met at any time, close all trades and stop trading for the day. I have mine set at 4% because most prop firms, if you lose 5% a day, you lose your account. So 4% is my cushion for the day. I think the most I've seen in the past 3 weeks would have been 2.5%, 3. And I think that 3% came from the very first week I had started my challenge. And that was during FOMC and NFP. That was November 1st and 2nd, the week of November 1st and 2nd. And I think that's when I've seen my biggest drawdown.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. Thanks for showing us this.
Yeah.
And to give you the logic behind it, one is a hedging bot that works best in consolidation, and one is a trending bot that works best when the market is trending, which is why she runs them at 2 separate times, one to make money while the market's consolidating and one to make money while the market is trending. So Michelle Washington, you can ask a question.
Okay, and this is my last question. Thank you for taking my call. I'm new. I'm not a part of the academy, and I wanted to sign up, but I'm kind of confused because there's so many offers. I see offer number 1 with the trading view and also the automation, but then this is the HedgeHog and CrissCross. So how do you, I don't know which one you would recommend. I'm assuming this one would be the best. And then I don't understand, does the classes come with it for the mega? I was thinking about the mega, by the way. And if you do the mega, is it $300 a month? If you do the mega, it's $300 to buy it and $300 a month. Am I understanding that correctly?
The way, let me mute you real quick. All right, the way everything is set up is because some people really want to learn how to trade. Some people don't want to learn how to trade. They just want automation to trade for them. And then some people are at a phase in their trading where they're doing pretty good, but they want an indicator to help them out. And, you know, some people, they're like, well, I want to learn how to trade. I want to make money with my trades, but I also want residual income, which is what a bot is. A bot is making money for you while you're washing dishes, going to the movies, going to church, while you're sleeping. So it really depends on your goals and what you want as a trader. Are you somebody who wants to make some extra money while you're learning, or are you just like, you're at a point in life right now, you don't have time to learn, but you still want to make money? Or maybe you're a trader, but you don't know when to pull the trigger. So the indicators are for that. So really, I would just, you know, talk to one of us offline, because I don't try them. You know, I'm not an MLM. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, get the $2.99, get the $2.99. If you don't need the $2.99, don't get it. You might just need the $49 signals. You might need the $99 education that comes with signals. So it depends on what you want and what you need and what fits your budget. That, you know, I don't believe in wasting money or time. If you're not going to plug into the education, you're making me rich, you know, but you're wasting your time and your money. So just ask yourself what it is you want to achieve, and then we'll answer the question, what products would be best to help you achieve that goal. So hopefully that makes sense. And the reason we do have monthly fees on this stuff is because, you know, I don't expect Jazz and Andy and all those people to do all this stuff for free. So I pay them for their time. You know, we all come from environments where we were all volunteering and helping people, but not getting paid for our time. And I wanted this to be different. It's about the education, number one, to make sure people can make money trading. And that's why we had the novice program, which is so affordable, because nobody should pay $300 a month as a beginner trader to try and figure out, is trading even for me? Am I going to have the time and the discipline to do this? So Maureen, you can ask your question. We'll take like one more question after this, and then we're going to go so Jazz can help the other traders.
Hi, good evening, Jazz. Congratulations. Are you going to share your set with us?
In the next call, I will.
Okay.
But I did drop it. I will say I did drop this to you guys on our last HedgeHog CrissCross call, which is CrissCross Zoom meeting, which was about maybe a month ago. But yes, I will share this in the next call with everybody who is a part of the academy. Yes, and has CrissCross and HedgeHog. Okay.
Thank you, because I just got my HedgeHog going. I'm super excited.
Great.
So, and she's also, we had some updates made to CrissCross, and she is currently testing those to see if we can make it even more accurate. Even though she hit an 89%, we're not going to stop trying to make it even more accurate. Okay. And Michelle, did you have one more question? That'll be it. We're going to jump off and help the people get set up.
Yes. Is there a chat to reach out, or do I just choose contact or something to have offline just to say, hey, this is what I want. These are my goals. Which packet should I use?
Are you in the Telegram?
Yes.
Okay, you can just let us know in there.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
But there's a lot of people having very, very good results with the EAs. They don't speak up as often, but I know there's people out there silently killing it. And, you know, I've had people say, well, I don't post my results because I don't want to get bombarded with questions. So just whenever people drop their results, don't jump in their DM. That way they'll feel comfortable talking about their results and sharing what they're doing. And instead of getting a lot of questions in their DM, just ask it in the open chat, and they're more than likely going to be willing to share it with you there. All right, guys. So thank you so much. We'll see you guys on the next Zoom session. Prop firms coming up. We do still have 10% off everything for the month of November. For those of you who have not taken advantage of that, we have more giveaways and more free training sessions coming up on actual Forex like we did a few weeks ago. And if you guys have any questions, definitely hit us up in the chat. All right, we appreciate you guys. Have a great evening.